Here we are. Hi everybody. Good afternoon. Here we are for our great MIBE virtual day. Here is a presentation of our master degree program called Master Degree in International Business and Entrepreneurship, in short, MIBE. Today, the idea is to share with you what is this laurea magistralis, this master's degree, introducing some novelty. This is a very important year for us because it's a new beginning. We are going to introduce new, very interesting, we hope, novelties, some new courses, brand new curricula, and but this will be the topic for the next 30 minutes. After that, another very important part of this webinar will be the presentation of the results from our study called The Green Future of Education. In short, it's a study based on more than 1,000 questionnaires as students and young students on the topic of sustainability in education. The server, if our young people find out or not into the education market what they need to be prepared for the future. Key focus is on sustainability, but the study also covers other very important issues like digitalization, international business, and so on and so forth. But let's start with as I said before, with the presentation of what's new in MIBE. And together with me, there are very important special guests, and thank you so much to be here with us today. Some are here in present with us. So we have first Alessandro La Volpe, IBM head of artificial intelligence sales, and as a brand new role, sustainable software. We are very curious to learn more about it. Thank you, Alessandro.
Pleasure to be here. Hello, everyone.
That's great. Then we have Filippo Cambieri, another very important key guest for us because he's directly in the field of sustainability, which is our new curriculum. As I said before, is proposition, sale, research, and portfolio management at the Refinitiv and London Stock Exchange Group. Thank you so much. And Giovanna Magnani, professor here at the University of Pavia and MIBE on international business. Hi, Giovanna. And then some guests also connected online. I will introduce them over the presentation. MIBE, MIBE, our master degree program in short. It's a program in management, a 2-year program in management based on 3 pillars. One is teaching innovation. Teaching innovation means that we try to do our best to offer high-value content, but we really believe that also the way in which we teach is very important. It means a lot of case study, practical things, lot of networking with people from industry, from company, and as you can see, they are also professor at the University of Pavia, and with us lead MIBE. And the third key issue is that MIBE is a community. We like to talk about MIBERs, just to highlight a very strong sense of community. We are a kind of group, unique, with a great atmosphere, we think, here in Pavia. This is extremely short what are our selling points, let's say, what are our point of distinction compared to others. But let's try to explore the content we offer in MIBE First describing in short the three curricula we have. One is in digital management, one is in international management, and the new one is sustainable management. Basically, all students at MIBE have a number of courses that are the same for everybody. No matter what kind of specialization you choose, there are some courses that are for all of you. But then, depending on the curricula, depending on the specialization you choose, there are specific content dedicated to this free area of study. And the free area of study, as I said before, are international management, digital management, and sustainable management. So let me start, for instance, with international management. Giovanna.
Yes, Stefano.
What is international management? What they study if they go for this?
So international management is our curriculum that is focused on building competencies and know-how for students that want to become managers, or more in general, strategists, able to manage firms that have operations abroad. So these firms might be, of course, bigger firms like multinational corporations, but also smaller firms. So those firms that, even if they are have smaller size, they do export abroad, they do have operations abroad. And so it is important to build competencies in terms of strategy, more in general, how to approach the market, how to approach culturally distant markets, how to approach economically distant markets, and then how to design marketing strategies and tactics to enter these countries. So, of course, there is a part devoted to understand in theory what international business is and what, for example, global value chain management is. But then the focus of this curriculum, of course, is about building practice-based competencies of how to manage the entry in a foreign country, how to manage operations in culturally distant markets more in general. So, of course, we do have projects, we do have managers, we do have entrepreneurs for coming at our lectures to give examples of how the firm went international. And as Stefano said, the course is definitely practice-oriented.
Super good. Thank you, Giovanna. Very clear and insightful. Let's proceed with the second curricula. I see Chiara, but I kindly ask if we can... Yes, we have Chiara De Martini, so let's proceed with Chiara. Chiara, I have to say that worked a lot in the last month, in the last year, to build up this brand new curriculum, because yes, this is the first time we introduced that topic. And we are very proud of it. And so, Chiara, thank you so much for your amazing job. But exactly, what is sustainable management in the field of MIBE? And I have a particular question for you because, you know, it's a non-topic. It's a non-topic. And also other universities in Italy and abroad are starting offering this kind of course. What is sustainable management here in our program, and whether there are some distinctive points?
So thank you very much, Stefano, and thank you for organizing such an amazing event, for presenting the three curricula of the MIBE. First of all, I would like to say that sustainable management is still an underexplored topic by companies. So we need to train more and more students in order to be able to face tomorrow's challenges with regards to the corporate responsibility and sustainable management of larger but also smaller, as Giovanna pointed out, companies. So the sustainable management curriculum is willing to provide students with very specific knowledge with regards to what is sustainable and what means being sustainable for a corporation through both theory and practice, and it also aims at building some leadership skills aimed at actually mastering sustainable management within a firm. So the students will be provided with career-oriented learning, both from teachers from the University of Pavia, but also from renowned speakers coming from the field of practice. So students will have the opportunity to get add-ons such as certifications in data sets in order to manage, for instance, their portfolio, but also to engage in hackathons, so on and so forth. What's the ultimate outcome? So we hope that our students will get some career opportunities such as Chief Sustainability Officer, ESG Analyst, Head of Non-Financial Reporting, so on and so forth. I don't know whether I should add something more than that.
I think that it's great. Let us maybe a space for questions and answer maybe later on, and this is a message for all attenders connected somewhere to this webinar. Feel free to put questions on the chat. Chiara, thank you so much, but stay connected, please, because in the second part you have to introduce us the findings of our study on the green future of education. Okay?
Will do.
Stay where you are. Okay? Thank you, Chiara. Time to introduce you the third curriculum, namely digital management. And here again connected with us is Marcin Bartosiak, leading this course. But you have to know that Marcin is just closed a couple of doors.
Just on the left.
More effective to say that there is another. So Marcin, up to you. Tell us something about these digital management curriculum. Why students have to choose that one?
Hello, Stefano. Hello, everybody. Yes, that's true. I'm just a couple of meters from the room. But about digital management.
Ouch. Vieni di qua.
Okay, so maybe some issues.
Yeah. So I was saying, so this curriculum provides our students with managerial and analytical skills to help them understand the dynamics and potential of digital economy and digital transformation, the topics that are must know for any manager nowadays. But I'm not going to talk too much about the curriculum as a whole. Instead, I would prefer that our guests introduce two new courses that will depart from this new academic year. So Gianluigi Ballarani and Francesca Sanguineti will present their course, Digital Marketing and Crypto Strategy. And then Stefano Epifani will present the course, Digital Sustainability. So I will add you to the stream, and please feel free to present your courses.
Okay, thank you, and hello everybody. If you agree, Gianluigi, I'll just start very quickly. So basically, in a word where the digital format touches each and every aspect of our life, digital marketing is a must, and we really are into letting students have a first-hand experience with this course. So we'll start with a very brief overview of digital marketing. Will be very interactive. We'll have interesting guests. But then the very good news of this year in the next semester, it's something that I let my colleague Gianluigi to present, which is the cryptocurrencies part.
Thank you very much. Hello, everybody. Just want to say a couple of things about this course, because this next new year, we're going to implement a new area in this course that I'm really proud about. So this is not only a course about digital marketing, it's also about crypto strategy. And I will explain it in a while. But first of all, I want to start to talk a bit about this course and the idea behind it. The very first time I met Stefano, I was doing lecture in University of Pavia, because probably I was like, summoned by, called by some students, and Stefano probably didn't know me, I don't know. But then I did this lesson, and we fall in love with each other, and we started to collaborate. Because the thing that I see, all the thing that I mean, my idea about marketing is something that started, of course, in the deep studying of this topic, but most of them is an experience that I've made thanks to my digital marketing agency that helped to grow or to market, let's say, with good and bad results, thousands of customers all around the world. And this is the strongest experience that I had the chance to live, because when you see all the theories and then you need to put all those theories in practice, and you need to actually put the money where your word is, no. And it's something that when you do strategy is not your sometimes is not your method, then you can analyze the results. But when you work with also with small company or also big companies, but with a specific kind of marketing that is performance marketing, you are in control with the whole strategy. And this kind of experiences is basically the answer to a bigger question, that is the same question that I had when I was like in 18 years old. I just finished my the military school in Milano, and I moved back to Roma to do economy at the university. And in the meantime, I wanted to start like a fashion brand. It was the moment, I don't know if you remember, the moment of the fashion brand Guru. There was the Daisy brand. And so I had this great idea to create my own brand. It was like, for 18 years old, a great idea. And in the end, when you find all the partner to produce the stuff, to do everything that you need in order to have the product, then you need to sell it, you need to market it. And in those years in digital marketing, I really found out that it's the same. If you need to sell like a 100 t-shirt from a brand new fashion brand made by an 18 years old, or to sell the new Easy collection, I mean, there is a fil rouge that is the same for a small, teenagers in his room that wants to start his own business, but it's the same structure and stages that need to be done by a major and big brand. Of course, everything is different. The budget, the timing, the team, everything. But there are some things that are the very essential steps that works. And this is what we teach. We try to teach in this course because we it's really practical. I mean, it's really strategical, but also really practical, because the students need to put all those ideas in action, because thanks to experience, thanks to your own mistakes, your own try, when you have to do the actual things, you find out all the small ideas that you didn't consider, but you have to to solve like small puzzle in order to launch a campaign, launch a product. The funny things is that we create different groups and we give different, projects to them with real companies, real budget, and you are in the market. You are competing with Coca-Cola. Let's say.
Very, very practical course. But
Very,
Gianluigi, time flies. Tell us in 1 minute what is the new for this year. What the fuck is this crypto strategies?
Yeah, what is crypto strategy that is already making people talk about it? Let me. I mean, I will be really short, but let me tell that it doesn't want to. It's not a full course on crypto. But if you are doing digital marketing, marketing is putting products and services in the market, but the market fight, all the market warfare, the battlefield is not digital or physical, is inside our mind, inside all the people's mind. And this is why if with digital marketing we find all the way to fulfill to do this customer journey, touching, interacting with people online, you cannot like pretend crypto does not exist. Crypto is here. If you've seen in these days in Milano, there is Il Salone del Mobile, and one on every 2 events, it's about the metaverse, Web3. It's something that is here, and every company needs to be aware of what it is, so the basics, and have an idea on how to use this kind of technology. And I'm talking about NFTs, Web3 application, and also crypto tokens as tools to empower his community, tools to grow basically. And just to close this, specific about crypto, a lot of times I heard about now there are thousands of cryptos, but in the future there will be only one will remain. Sometimes you hear that like Bitcoin will be the one, or whoever will be the one. I don't think this is true, and I believe in the exact opposite. We say things going to very small, to very big, to one single cell, to multi.
We still have a lot of currency, different countries, similarly for different argument domain, we will see different currencies.
Exactly, and I think every company probably in the future will have its own NFT collection, and probably also a cryptocurrency. So we are here to explore this world.
Very exciting course, and see you in classrooms.
Thank you very much.
And thank you also to Francesca. Hi, Francesca. That course will be managed by the two of you. And now time for Stefano Epifani, chair of the Digital Sustainability Foundation, Fondazione Sostenibilità Digitale. Stefano is the new in three sense for our MIBE, because it's the first time that you teach here at the University of Pavia, and we are very, very proud to have you on board. So thank you so much to join our adventure. Stefano, tell us something about your new course on digital sustainability.
Yeah, thank you to you, Stefano, and to University of Pavia, because this new course is new at all, because it's is the first course in Italy totally oriented in digital sustainability study. So
the global lab, one of the global lab.
Yeah, so the question is, what is digital sustainability and why a digital sustainability course? Now, I think that it's essential today to understand the dynamic of interaction between digital transformation and sustainability. And it's essential to do this because the way in which we will face the challenge for a better future depends on understanding these dynamics. Well, digital sustainability, what is digital sustainability for us? For us, digital sustainability is the orientation to look, in one hand, to digital as a tool to achieve the objective of sustainable economy, and on the other hand, to sustainability criteria as guiding element for the development of technology. Digital sustainability so express the combined value of digital transformation and sustainability as the key to understand the business development of company as well as the future of our society. So teaching our students and understanding with them the principle of digital sustainability means for us helping them to understand how digital transformation can become a sustainability tool to redesign the business of company, and with them their meaning, because it's important to understand that digital sustainability implies a real revolution of meaning in corporate business model. We often ask ourselves what are the impacts of sustainability on business. I think that the answer is very simple. If sustainability do not enter in the business model of company, it's not sustainability. It can be corporate social responsibility at best or greenwashing at worst, but not sustainability. And sustainability, which it's in very definitions intrinsically linked to the future, is the strongest way we have today to understand innovation. The innovation which therefore sees sustainability as a guiding criteria and technology as a tool to build these criteria. The innovation cannot be innovation if it's not sustainable innovation. And what we will do in this new degree program is to try to understand with our students to build the future. And what we will do in our course in digital sustainability is to understand how to do this in relationship with digital and technology. So digital sustainability, in our vision, is the way in which we can build the future using technology as a tool. As was saying a few minutes before, Gianluigi, every technology can be good or worse. For example, crypto is a huge opportunity for sustainability, to build the sustainability future, either in economical point of view, but even in an environmental point of view. We need to understand how to build every technology using sustainability criteria. And this is the challenge of this course.
Again, super intriguing and very curious. Stefano, I would like to join your class.
Yeah, I like you too.
Thank you, Stefano. So we have concluded this first part regarding the presentation of MIBE, regarding the presentation of novelty and new courses in MIBE. Before to jump into the second part, focus on the presentation of findings and the roundtable with our guests, finding our study, a couple of very, very brief introduction about what MIBE means from the perspective of former MIBE. If I'm not wrong, there is connected with us Francesca Mantovani. Oh, no, first Giovanni, let's start with who? Let's start with Francesco, if you don't mind, Giovanni. Francesco Mantovani.
No problem.
A bit in delay, so I can ask you to do it in 1 or 2 minutes. But I have to say that you are a great example of what happens here because you have just finished and you are already joining a very nice role, a role from the future. Where are you working? What's your role? And what's your feeling about MIBE after finishing MIBE?
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to represent my experience here to prospective new students and you all. My name is Francesco Mantovani and I'm currently working as a product data and digitalization specialist at Automobili Lamborghini. I started this role about 1 year ago, as soon as I finished my exams in MIBE, but actually I graduated a bit later because I was doing my thesis meantime. So I'm a very, very fresh new graduate in reality, and that I think that's an even more interesting thing to share. In my current job, we at Lamborghini in the product marketing department, we work in defining the commercial offer of our product portfolio and implement it in our information system. So we do a very analytical and technical job in order to make sure all the content of the great cars that we sell is available for the dealers and for our customers. and then make sure that the products and the information that goes through all the information system is consistent across the whole supply chain, because everything we do is what ends up in the hands of our supplier or our logistics and manufacturing departments. This was a brief introduction about the role I'm taking on now, and for sure, being a part of MIBE contributed significantly to building the skills that I'm putting into practice right now. I would like to start and briefly mention a few examples to confirm what our professors and Stefano were saying before regarding the innovativeness and the practicality of this course. And it is true. For me, the greatest advantage of in joining MIBE was to take part in all the practical projects that were inherently part of classes, that spans from coding projects to startup projects, and being part of something that is really questioning the boundaries between study and real work. And that was something we did from day one at MIBE. For example, with the UniVenture project, or all the data science applicated project. All the skills that I learned through these projects are extremely contributing to what I'm doing right now. And I feel not only the hard and soft skills that I learned thanks to the professors, the project, and the classmates, but also the possibility of doing so many things all together, and learning how to manage complex projects at the same time while studying and while being very young and being exposed to great professionals like the guests we're seeing today, with whom many of which I cooperated since the beginning. So these are some of the greatest advantages of MIBE for me.
Thank you, Francesco. Honestly speaking, I'm very curious also to see how do you interpret the issue of innovation for a company like Lamborghini, since the news of these days is that in about 10, 12 years, only electric cars will be available on the market. So it would be nice to see the perspective of a company like Lamborghini with a strong heritage in power for EV. But this will be maybe a topic that we will discuss in class, because it would be nice to have you in present here during the next semester, maybe, who knows, with some of your colleagues from Lamborghini, okay?
I'd love to.
Lovely. Thank you, Francesco. Let's move to Giovanni Pizzirani.
Hey there.
Hi, Giovanni. Thank you to be with us today. You are another great example about the great achievement you can have with MIBE, even in a relatively short time. Please introduce what are you doing, which company, and why MIBE has been useful for you. And I hope that this is the case. Otherwise, okay.
No, yes, absolutely. And thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm Giovanni, and I'm an account executive right now at BuddyFit. I hope that, or maybe some of you know what BuddyFit is. It's an innovative startup that it's a tech startup that is inside of the wellness industry. What I basically do, I'm a salesperson, so my job is actually trying to get the attention of like corporation and bring them into our portfolio of clients. And of course, like it's a different reality from the one of Francesco, because of course he's working for a big corporation, while I'm working for a startup that now it's growing a lot. When I was hired, we were just 8-9 people, and now we are more than 50. So it's an incredible experience, because you have the opportunity to deal with different projects and so on, and to see the growth of a company. So regarding my position, like I deal every day with potential new clients and actual clients, because I also manage a relation with them. And I'm in charge of the Italian market and the Nordics right now, because we have international presence. We have two main markets in this moment. It is the Italian and the Spanish one, but we have presence internationally, and we are growing a lot. And we are also hiring. So if anyone is interested in this call, you can just write to me a message and see if there is a possibility.
Lessons learned from MIBE.
Sorry?
Key lessons learned from
MIBE. Absolutely. From MIBE, what I really enjoy of MIBE, it's actually, I don't want to be repetitive, but as Francesca, I really enjoyed the project group. Not just because you can have a practical approach of what you're going to do actually in a company, but also because you deal with people. And like, as everyone knows, like dealing with people is super important inside of a company, because you don't work a lot alone, but you work with a team. So it's really important to know, to understand how to approach with different people that have different backgrounds, especially if you have different cultures and so on. So this one was one of the key elements that really helped me for my actual job. And also the possibility to have like an international presence, both from the students, because I met a lot of people during MIBE time that were foreigners, and also the possibility to go abroad, because like different universities, different culture and so on, it really helps you to acquire not the hard skills, but the soft skills that are super important nowadays.
Thank you, Giovanni. Thank you, Giovanni. This is MIBE. This is our presentation of the new academic year. Here is Stefano Nicolai, head of MIBE. And let me say that way, the first part of our webinar is now over. But it's not over, it's not finished everything, because now we have the second part with the presentation of the findings of our study on the green future of education. And to lead the second part, we have a very, very special guest called Matteo Flora. Here we have Matteo Flora. Thank you to be with us.
Starting the presentation.
Matteo is as a secondary job, Chief Executive Officer of the FUL, and as a main, most important title, is our professor in corporate propaganda and storytelling.
Yeah. And what about contract professor?
Okay.
Adjunct professor.
Adjunct professor.
I'm not more precise.
To be more precise. Okay, the ground is yours.
So, well, I think that the first thing we want to see is a little bit of a presentation about the results of your research. So, the green future of education. Chiara, are you with us? Chiara?
Yes, here I am. Hello.
Ciao, Chiara. Thank you so much. So, I think that before starting our very short round table, the main and most important thing is, are you telling us a little bit more about your research? Because I found it incredibly interesting.
Yeah, so thank you very much. I'm really excited of talking about this piece of study, since it became a little bit viral, and we collected more than 1,100 questionnaire over, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks time, and we're super interested into the results of this study. Since what's the aim? Well, the main aim of the research is to try and understand whether or not some key hot topics such as sustainability or related topic such as, for instance, SDGs, so Sustainable Development Goals, but also some other international management and digital management topics are well known by young people, so people aged 15 until 30, or whether they want to know something more about this. And so that's what motivated our study. And so we prepared a questionnaire and we administrated it to, as I said before, more than 1,100 young people. And I would like that these findings are fueling some of the discussion of the roundtable, which is following this presentation, if possible, because I think that we should all take into account what young people think about these topics. So with regards to who replied to this survey, well, actually it's mainly based in Italy. So we've got 65% of respondents who declared that they are Italian, but we also got some other responses from more than 70 countries. So overall, we've got replies from 80 different nationalities. And as I said, the most represented countries are Italy, and then followed by, but only to a minor extent, Albania and Romania. Let's move forward to the analysis of the results, but I would like to introduce a disclaimer, since these are very preliminary analysis. So we just want to have a kind of insight of what young people think, not saying that the analysis provided are, how can I say, are definitive. So who contributed to the survey? So I was very interested into the age of those who replied to the questionnaire. And as you can see from the slides, most of the people who replied to this questionnaire is aged 22 to 24 years old. But the second, excuse me, the second ranked age is 15 to 18 years old. So very, very young people. And this part is representing 22% of the whole sample. In terms of gender, we've got a little bit of imbalance between males and females, but as you can see, this is not a huge dramatic difference between the two. So which are the topics that we investigated and the connected results? So we wanted to know whether or not these people know something about ESG, that is environmental, social and governance issues, sustainable finance, sustainable development goals, climate change and circular economy. Then we've got some other further topics, but I wanted to focus on these by now. So as you can see from the diagram in the slide, we've got some quite interesting results with regards to sustainable finance. As you can see, the majority of the respondents said that the sustainable finance is known very little or not at all. And maybe Greta Thunberg is doing something, so she's having an impact, because they said that climate change is a topic that they are kind of aware of. Let's move forward to the other three topics that we surveyed, and these are about cryptocurrencies and NFT, data science, and digital marketing. So as you can see here, what is represented in the slide is the percentage of the replies by the respondents. So we can see that cryptocurrencies and NFT is very unknown by the sample. Also is not very known something related to data science. So people declare that they don't know much about data science. However, they said that they know something more with regards to digital marketing. And we then asked with regards to the same topics, whether or not people think that these topics could be relevant for their future career, and to what extent. So on the left-hand side of the slide, we can see the importance that is ranked by respondents with regards to the ESG, sustainable finance, sustainable development goals, climate change, and circular economy. So two data strikes me the most. The first one is related to ESG, which is perceived as important, but the most important topic, so if we combine very important and important together, we can see that climate change is definitely ranking the first. In the last section of the diagram, we can see that although there are differences, respondents wanted to know something more with regards to all of the 5 topics in an even mix. Then what did we ask? We also asked whether they think that universities and schools are effectively delivering teaching on these topics. And we also ended up with some relevant results. So first, schools and universities are starting dealing with ESG issues, so environmental, social, and governance issues. They're not doing that good with regards to circular economy. So maybe something more is needed on this with regards to this topic. What with regards to the other 3 topics, that is cryptocurrencies, data science, and digital marketing. With regards to this topic, we can see that if we combine the level of importance of both data science and digital marketing, these are ranking very high. More than 40% of the respondents said that these topics are really, really key to them. With regards to the availability of teaching by schools and universities, well, actually, we can say that respondents agree on the fact that digital marketing is quite effectively delivered by schools. However, this is not the same for cryptocurrencies and NFT. So, finally, we ask for further final questions, and which are the final questions that kind of proof questions, and which are these questions? The first one is sustainability is a global issue. To what extent do you think that sustainability is a global issue that cannot be managed by single countries? And if we combine the agree and strongly agree responses, we can see that we achieve more than half of the sample. With regards to the sustainability that can be managed at the international level, conceived as a topic covered in their earlier study, we can see that there is a very flat distribution. However, the first responses disagree. So basically, young people don't think that sustainability is already covered by their prior study at school or universities. Third, we asked, there are a lot of study opportunities to explore sustainability issues from an international global view. And we ended up with quite a surprising result. So people believe that there are some relevant opportunities out there. And so maybe we can find out which opportunities they found. Finally, the last question is, do you have a wallet for cryptocurrencies or NFT? And as you can imagine, most of the respondents replied no. And there is a very high number of respondents who said that they even don't know what a wallet for cryptocurrencies is. So maybe something more could be done on this topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chiara. I think it's most interesting how the perception of different problems is quite different. They know about climate change, and they seem to know very little about, for example, sustainable finance that is enabling the change. So they are aware with the problem and not with the solution right now. And I hope, well, there's nothing to disturb here, and I hope that the new course in MIBE will have. Thank you so much, Chiara, for the research in your exposition. So, since I've got a couple of friends here, a couple of friends of MIBE here, Alessandro and Filippo are here. There should be Mauro and Sara online. Okay. Hello, both of you. So we can talk a little bit of question and answer. I'll start with Alessandro. Alessandro Lavolpe is Vice President and Worldwide Sustainability Software Sales Lead in IBM. I read it. Okay, I didn't memorize that. But since there is this kind of job description, I think there is a lot of demand from clients about ESG programs and ESG technology and sustainable technology. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So first of all, hello everyone. Good to be here again. The new topic this year. Yeah, we cope with the sustainability priorities from customers, and our goal is to help customers in moving their ambitions into actions. We just released, and I will cover this in no more than 2 minutes. We just released a survey, which is a single study covering 3,000 CEOs around the world from all industries. And the key topic on top topic in their agenda, which is interesting, is sustainability. Now, few notes that I took with me. First, CEOs, they're feeling pressure, they're feeling urgency. Pressure is from the stakeholders. It's reason from customers, but they don't know how to connect a sustainability strategy with actions and how to demonstrate the improvement versus the strategy they are declaring. So this is point number one. Point number two, in order to move sustainability into practice, CEOs are conscious that they need to be very committed, so moving this at all layers of the company, but then they need a strong technology and data foundation. At the end of the day, it's all around data, collecting data, using data, extracting insight from data, and then executing programs. But this is fundamental when you combine this with open innovation. So that's the second point that is coming from these 3,000 CEOs. Third point, and here let me echo what Stefano Epifani shared with us in the previous speech. By integrating sustainability and digital transformation, CEOs are convinced that they will deliver growth in terms of business and in terms of profit. So it's not just a sustainability per se when you start from a company standpoint, it's a sustainability and growth in terms of revenue and in terms of profit. So these are the key items that are top of the agenda for our CEOs, for our customers. And that's where we need to work in order to help them in taking this down and operationalize what they want to do in terms of extracting data from physical assets, from IT, from circular supply chains, combining this, extracting insight, feeding ESG platforms, and then taking actions out of it. All of it, which is a combination of innovation, a combination of digital transformation, a combination of sustainability, will be the core of the new course that we are going to launch, which will be named Transformative Innovation. This will be chaired by Stefano and by myself. It will be for students attending digital management and sustainability management, I guess. And that's really the connecting point between digital and sustainability and innovation. So I really look forward to having all of you in our class. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And I'm coming for Sara. Sara, hello. Sara Luisolo is IFRU Sustainable Finance in TEG. Sara, you have a lot of expertise with regulators. And normally, regulators are seen as smoke in the eye for business by a lot of people. But regulators normally are the moving factor into enabling the need of new competencies too. So how do you feel that the regulator can be a factor in creating new demand for these kind of professionalities?
So I think you have made a very good point. We see, from the Paris Agreement onwards, a lot of action being taken by regulators. So, the Paris Agreement is the big regulatory push, the global one. And many policymakers and regulators, in order to, take action against the Paris Agreement, have to, gently push the private sector to take action. So we've seen, Parliament debating the ban on internal combustion engines from 2035. So that's a big.
Not really so gently, Sarah.
Yes, and so from that type of not so gentle push from policymakers, all of a sudden companies realize they have to get equipped with the right talent and the right competence in the space of sustainability. It can be financial skills around sustainability. This span risk management within banks. Banks have to start understand the impact of climate risks for the capital requirements, for the exposure to clients. This is important in the asset management industry, where portfolio managers have to demonstrate that they are integrating sustainability considerations in the way they manage their investments. It's important in non-financial companies, because companies have to come up with a strategy that shows that they will be up and running, they will be alive and kicking in 10, 20 years, despite all these regulatory changes and all these technology innovation that is taking place, as we heard just now. The fact that it's mandatory, that some changes are mandatory, immediately opens up new roles. So when the boards of directors, the CEOs understand that if they don't comply with the new regulations, they might be in trouble, then the headcounts crop up. So they have the ability to hire. And so we need to build on this trend, knowing, however, that compliance with regulation is not enough. So companies are looking for excellent skills, for people that can turn these regulatory requirements into a competitive advantage. So they want to be the best. They want to be ahead of the competition, even about something that is becoming regulated, that is becoming mandatory. And for this reason, we believe there's a sort of a competition for talent in the space of sustainability at every level. So leadership level, middle management, and frontline roles that deal with clients and deal with processes and operations. So I think these new major in sustainability is going to be well received by the market because of all these developments we are facing at the moment.
Oh, thank you so much, Sarah, for your point of view. And I've moved directly to Filippo. Filippo is Proposition Sales Research and Portfolio Management in London Stock Exchange Group. So I wrote it down again. Okay, it's not my memory. So we have seen that the whole idea of sustainable finance is not so known, especially in the youngster. While sustainability is more and more intertwined within every single procedure in finance and corporate. So, what do you think which do you think will be the new professions and the new procedure that ESG and all the sustainability trend will enable, in your point of view?
Yeah. First of all, thank you very much for this invitation, and thank you very much for this master and course. And adding something to my job role, I am also partner of Sara in the MIBE master
partner
on sustainability, partner in crime, the sustainability part. And honestly, I was prepared on the part that has been spoken and explained by Sara so well, but I will try to answer your question. I think there are three main pillars in the ESG environment nowadays that are the three main drivers of the ESG investing, also in the company where I work, that is London Stock Exchange Group. That are, first of all, the regulation, and Sara is one of the top and expert Europe-wide, I think, on this topic. And she already explained the relevance between regulation and ESG. The other two pillars are the transfer of wealth from the old generation to the new generation, that nowadays, as Chiara De Martini said, probably they don't have any wallet now, but they will manage for sure wallet and money inside the wallet in the next future. The third driver is the amount of the asset under management of the wealth of the investment management and asset management firms that is moving. This under asset management is moving from traditional funds onto the ESG funds. And so where we see an incredible need of professionality is mainly in the asset management industry in terms of ESG analyst, portfolio manager with an ESG focus, but also risk analysis, as Sara said, quantitative analysis, and big data manager to manage the amount of data that this industry needs in terms of ESG, non-financial data. The second area is, again, talking about banks, so financial institutions. There are other two parts. One is the lending. So traditional banks, commercial banks are measuring the risk, taking into consideration the ESG exposure of their client, deciding if they are sustainable or not in terms of lending money. And the third area is the investment banking. So when we talk about M&A, equity capital market, debt capital market, analysts here are taking in consideration, pitching their deal, are taking in consideration more and more the ESG requirements. So in these three areas, there is a very need of people of competencies. In the corporate space, there are not only a need of people and the need of competencies, but what I see working with corporate is a new trend working inside the organization. A quick example, in a public company, there are investor relation department, corporate social responsibility department, HR department that now have to work together in a task force way because they need to communicate their, let me say, their corporate social responsibility engagement, not only internal to their community, but also to the investor, to the potential investor, thinking only, for example, to the diversity and inclusion requirement. We see new figures, new roles, such as the diversity manager, the diversity inclusion team. And this is something new that we see as a brand new job and a brand new professionals inside the corporate.
Okay, thank you so much. And speaking about corporate, Mauro, I left you last but not least. Mauro Francesca is marketing director in Galvani, Tactalis Group. we have talked a lot about finance and banks, but there is far more than only finance and banks into the sustainability world. So, what do you think what do you think is more than just finance that will need to change within an international environment like yours to better be prepared to this coming revolution?
Okay, this is a big question. Okay, let me just thank all of you, of course, for asking me to join you in this lovely presentation, as well about the research that you've been showing to us. Very interesting as well for me. What I would try to ask you, giving a sort of contribution, what sustainability is for a food company like us, no? Because I've been hearing what sustainability is for many of these sectors, even for a company like our company, which is basically one of the food company, and it's interesting, you're not very far from our big site of mozzarella production, which is exporting all over the world, which is not very far from your university. What is for us? Sustainability is basically, I would say, a sort of culture. Because when we starting talking about sustainability in the company, it seemed to be just some actions. It is not. It is a change of culture. Why I'm saying this? Because basically, when you try to rank and to list all the activities you are doing, I don't know, trying to really very pragmatic. When we are talking about packaging, we are making some commitments on packaging, no, for the sustainment. Our products are made from milk. We do have actions on the animal welfare, which has to be in line with the regulatory, which is evolving all over Europe, in Italy, as well with the companies. When we're talking about the carbon footprint, I mean, when we are talking about what is the chain certified, we have to know exactly where the milk is coming from, and we have to trace until how it is being processed and where it has gone. So every kind of this activity, and this is just the environment. But if I'm talking about the other activities, I will talk about what has been already mentioned. Internally, we are working on the diversity, on the safety, on the welfare, about the external, the relation with the supplier, because the social sustainability, of course, is linked to internal and external factors. When we are talking about economic, we are talking about food waste, food safety. So you understand, I mean, the list of all these activities means not just doing things, but it is a change of culture. It is a change of culture in the company. It means, as has been mentioned before, that we are not pushed to do things, but we believe that this will be a point of difference for us in the competition, in the competitive arena. This is the reason why I'm used to say that there is a corporate social responsibility, a communication responsibility, but there is a brand social responsibility. And for myself, to be again quite pragmatic, I'm working on some social responsibility for my brand Galbani, for my brand Valelata, that they are doing commitments even with the territory, with the hospital, again according to the DNA. I think this is something that has to be in the brand, in the firm, in the companies. This is why I'm saying this is a change of culture in the company. It is not just a list of things to do. I don't know if I was able to answer to you.
Yeah, that was quite perfect, and thank you so much for sharing your point of view. I surrender the chair to Stefano because I think he would like to end up our meeting, and there are a couple of questions, I think.
Yes, so that's for our conclusion. I would like to reply to a few questions we have. We know that Martin is selecting a couple of 2 or 3, and then maybe Alessandro Filippo can ask you to help me for some concluding remarks, if you don't mind. Okay? Okay, so Martin, if you can share with us. So here we have the first one. What could be the main job position related to sustainable curriculum. I was starting to say something, but maybe Filippo or can help me in reply. So of course, this is a course in management. Okay, this is a course in management means that we are from the perspective of who lead organization from inside. So we are maybe not that much interested in understanding how the whole sector works, but it's very important how to manage companies. And means how to manage companies means to define missions, means to define goals, means to take decisions. And for that reason, people working in that field and study sustainable curriculum may become first managers of the future. Sorry if this is a generic question, generic answer, but you have not to imagine sustainability as just a function. You know, maybe a sustainable office. I will tell you.
Can I jump in, Stefano? Yes. Two comments. On one side, every company more or less is building a kind of a sustainability director, sustainability officer, which is a specific job. But what I think is the key point, and we're getting this from Mauro, is that this is around a mindset shift and cultural shift inside each company. This is around transformation. So if you think about what are the skills that you need to have as you enter into your work life, you need to have an understanding of what are the pressures, what are the priorities that companies are dealing with. It's around being able to work in a company or an environment which is transforming on a constant basis. The pressure used to come from digital, now it's coming from digital, it's coming from economic factors and trends, and it's coming from sustainability. So all these are forces that are driving for changes. Changes means cultural, organizations, skills, soft skills, cross-fertilization between digital economy, organization, HR, marketing, and communication. In order to do this, in order to be equipped to do this, you need to deeply understand what is sustainability. So sustainability management is really around this. Then, of course, there is a specific roles like there are the marketeers, the HR experts, we are
reporting, of course.
We have sustainability officers in every company. But think about a cross-industry and cross-function skill and knowledge and competence that everyone has to master.
Absolutely. I wonder if Sarah or Filippo would like to add something about the job of the future related to sustainability. Maybe some of you?
More than job position, I could say something. I definitely agree with all the people that say this, but more than job position could be job skill. And I think one of the main job skills of sustainability is to understand and to manipulate the data in order to be sure that you know what is the raw data that you have to manage in order to be sustainable and to communicate how you are sustainable.
Maybe Sarah? I don't know. We don't hear you.
It's mute, I think.
Maybe are you mute? Maybe.
Sorry. What I see really lacking on the market is the ability to understand the risks associated with sustainability and the opportunities. So this can be managed at within the risk management function, but also in the strategies function. So I think there's a lot of there's a skill gap there, because it's very difficult for those who take care of the strategy of a company. It's not necessarily the strategy department. It can be in the finance business as well, in the finance function as well, to think beyond the 3-year time horizon. So this is the important element, to be able to see beyond 3 years, which is the normal strategic planning time horizon, to be able to address also sustainability risks and opportunities.
So please take our advice, see sustainability as a state of mind, as a mindset, as an attitude, not just as an office or as just a function. Okay. Next question. fostering the sustainability of the firm. A lot of attention to sustainability. It means that we are moving in the right direction. Again, I have my personal answer, but maybe it's nice if some of our guests would like to say something.
Yeah, okay, can
Alessandro.
Well, that's what I said. So that's what I do for living, actually. So digital tools, there are multiple digital tools. Let me give some examples. One example for sure is having an ESG monitoring platform. So every company has to adopt procedures, has to adopt an organizational change, but then has to measure and report ESG. So a platform in managing, monitoring and reporting ESG is fundamental. A second dimension that maybe is less evident is a dimension around tools for climate risk management. There is quite a connection between climate risk and many businesses. So there are businesses, if you think about the food business as an example, there is a direct impact, or the clothing business, there is a direct impact between weather risk and the future business opportunity. So you need to understand the climate risk and manage the climate risk as you define your policies. And then, of course, if you think about the blockchain applied to the transparent supply, so if you want to trace the supply chain of a food chain, you need this kind of exponential technologies applied to the circular supply chains in order to understand the origin of the every good, in order to reduce the waste, so it's the waste management, in order to have a transparent supply at the end of the day. If you think, final example, sustainability applied to civil infrastructure. So the more we are able to extend the life of a civil infrastructure, think about a bridge, think about a tunnel, think about a highway, the more the life will be extended, the more the carbon footprint impact will be improved a lot. So having digital tools able to manage, monitor, and apply artificial intelligence to predict in advance any potential disruption will extend, will make the civil infrastructure more secure, which is goal number one, but then will extend their life, meaning a direct implication in terms of carbon footprint impact. So these kind of areas are addressed by specific solutions, tools, you are saying digital tools. And then you have to feed ESG platform with all these different sources, but it's plenty of different examples.
Very good. Thank you, Alessandro. I would say that we are almost at the end of the time we have, so final question. So I would like to ask if I can do the program part-time, since I work two positions for two different companies. Brutally honest, of course you can. From a legal point of view, you can, but MIBE is designed for a full-time engagement for a couple of reasons. First, it's a tough program. You have to work a lot, you have to study a lot, and there are a lot of engagement and let's say kind of homework. So you can, but it's tough. But secondly, and even most important, and that's the real reason why I'm saying this, MIBE is an experience. MIBE is an experience because we do a lot of applied learning. As said before, but our former MIBERs, what remain is also the teamwork, the fact that you study as a community. Once again, this is a very experienced kind of learning. If you miss teamwork with our top managers, if you miss the networking opportunities, if you miss the teaching innovation I mentioned in the early beginning, like Univenture, when you work with the real startup, collecting real feedback from the market, you have to work a lot every single day. So you can, legally you can, depend also on if you say that you work 2 positions for 2 different companies, you can manage to work for 3 positions for 3 different situations. You can try. But we work a lot in offering great experience in presence, sometimes digitally, but that's what is our point of distinction. This is our selling point. So that's my answer, a brutally honest answer. So thank you so much, everybody. A long webinar, but I think full of content, full of interesting insight. So thank you so much to Alessandro, to Filippo, to Sara, and to Paolo. Paolo would also like to add something because I engaged the other 3 guests. So you would like to say something to conclude? Mauro, maybe?
I would just like to say thank you again for joining me, and I do think that your curricula are very, very interesting for the guys. So let's join this curricula for finding very important opportunities in the future.
See you in person in our classroom. This is for you and also for Sara, which is directly engaged in one of our courses.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye. Ciao.
Bye.